After a long and intense round of debates in both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, Parliament has officially passed the Waqf Amendment Bill this week. All that's left is a president's signature and the bill will officially become the law of the land. But what happens next and how soon can we expect the changes to take effect? Here's a breakdown of what we know so far and what's still in the pipeline. According to Fazal Ahmed Ayubi, who's a Supreme Court advocate on record who had presented the bill before the Joint Parliamentary Committee, that is the JPC, once the President gives her assent, a formal notification will be issued marking the law's official start date. Ayubi said, and I quote, "From that date, the statute stands amended. That's when it becomes legally binding." However, not everything in the bill will kick in all at once. Some parts, like the repeal of old provisions and the removal of the Waqf board's power to determine Waqf property, will be easier to implement and could come into effect almost immediately. But others, like how inquiries will be conducted by district collectors or how government properties will be handled, will take a bit longer. Why? Because these need detailed rules and procedures to be drafted first. Ayubi said that there will be need to have clarity in rules, especially for processes involving local authorities and collectors. He further stated who the designated officer will be, how long they'll serve, and what powers they'll have. All of that will be specified in these rules. Now, one of the key part of the law involves how applications related to Waqf property are submitted. Sections 3A, 3B and 3C already mention this, but the specific format and documentation will need to be finalized through rulemaking. The ball is now in the court of the Union Ministry of Minority Affairs, which is in charge of drafting these rules. A ministry official, speaking on condition of anonymity, said that the team is already prepping. The official said, "We are hopeful it won't take long because we are clear about the bill's intent and the directions the rules need to take." By law, the rules must be published within 6 months of the bill being enacted. However, extensions can be granted if needed. Some rules will require public consultation where a draft is shared for at least 30 days to invite feedback. If there are many suggestions, this process could stretch close to the 6-month limit. But for rules that don't need public input, the government can of course move faster. Now the question remains, can the Parliament still weigh in? Yes, says PDT Achari, who is a former Secretary General of the Lok Sabha. Once the rules are notified, they are laid before both the houses of the Parliament. At this point, the members of Parliament can suggest amendments. Achari said, and I quote, "If their suggestions are accepted, the rules are modified. If not, they stand as they are." Now, will these rules be put up for public feedback? Maybe, maybe not. While the public consultation is a common step, it's not mandatory in every case. Achari pointed out that since the Waqf bill already went through a joint parliamentary committee, the government may decide further consultation isn't necessary. But if it chooses to do so, the draft rules will be made public and responses will be sent back to the Parliament. So what happens next? In a nutshell, the Parliament has passed the Waqf Amendment Bill. Now it is awaiting the President's assent. The notification will follow, making this bill a law. Similarly, some changes will take effect immediately, and then there will be other changes that need detailed rules, especially on the inquiries and the government property. Moving on, these rules must be published within 6 months. That is the time frame. Of course, public consultation is optional, but it is not mandatory. The Parliament, of course, retains the power to amend the rules once laid on the table. The Parliament can still weigh in. The Waqf Amendment Bill is poised to bring significant changes in how religious endowments are managed in India, but its real impact will unfold once the fine print is written down. Stay tuned to the official YouTube channel of the Indian Express as we track the rules, the rollout, and the reactions, all related to the Waqf Amendment Bill and how it becomes the law.